So Lowe's have the cheapest one too for $809.99.
So, is this the same model or size?
They are the same size. The one at, the one at Sears is just 1 inch taller. That's all, but there ain't nothing different. The refrigerators are the same.
So I
They
see
are,
we,
'cause I looked at them.
I see we have a, what is this, contact,
They just
do we have an
put it on
account here? At this place, you all know?
I don't.
Would you happen to know, Chloe?
You talking about Lowe's?
Yeah.
That's where Mr. Kenneth Turner used to go up there. Apparently his name is still on the
Yeah,
account.
his name's still on their
So
account.
we
When you
have
pull
an
it up,
account
his name is
there,
still
okay.
there.
We do have an account with it.
Okay,
You
good.
do?
Okay.
Or we used to, I guess it's still good.
Yeah, because they pull his name right on up.
For the city of Golden, okay.
Mhm.
So it says this quote is valid only until, valid until November 26th. Is this all of them or just?
That's all of them, those are all three of them right there.
No, I'm saying, are theirs the same or is it the allotted time that they have this price going for that price, is what I'm asking?
Yeah, she said that as long as it's within 20 days, they'll still let it sell for that price.
Who uses refrigerator and stove? Those did not belong to the city. Those were things that were just left in here because of the health department and the senior citizens program. I don't think that the city needs to get into providing stoves and refrigerators. I don't think it's necessary.
Well, the annex belongs to the citizens
It
of
belongs to the,
Gordon,
no, it
so-
belongs to the
and-
city.
And they pay taxes.
Yes, they
pay
do.
taxes.
Right, but we
to,
make the
bring it
decision
in
what
here.
you can use it for, and you've got to be careful with what you use things for.
Well, they built a refrigerator and stove in here all the time.
It's not in the budget, and I'm not going to vote to amend the budget, so I make a motion that we
But
pass
let
on
me, let
this.
me say this before you do that, Councilman.
Go ahead.
Because if we look at it, this is a place that we utilize for the citizens. And when you're having a party or a function here,
Bring in ice chests.
some of them do, but if you've got a big family and in years past and time past, it's never been a problem. Now, we update everything, and we've also, as a matter of fact, the depot has said the same thing, that they are in need of a refrigerator, and water's running over there. Now, if we get into that, now we need to look at this. This is not about us throwing back and forth, going back and forth. This is something that we want to have in place for the constituents.
We should have put it in the budget.
There's
It was
no
not
problem.
in the budget.
But like we've done everything else, we've
I'm not
always
going to
amended. Well, you're not the only one that
I
can
know,
make that
I'm just
decision
telling you,
now.
we didn't provide money for the,
We can
our
always amend, we've
employees.
amended,
I'm not gonna do it.
and that's your
That's
prerogative.
right.
I
I'm just
mean,
letting
you
you
know,
know.
and that's fine. But I'm saying that we've made amendments for, we've amended the budget for a lot of things that was
Not a
totally
lot, a few
unnecessary.
things. We don't do very many
Council.
amendments.
We've done that since I've been here, and y'all have never
We
done it
had to.
in the previous meetings. that
Okay,
I've-
we have, can I
I'm-
say something?
Let me finish and then I'll let you go. But I'm saying this is strictly for the citizens here. And to be able to have a good and decent refrigerator here, that's not getting into anything that's talking about falling out over. It's just being a good stewards of providing services for the people in this town. Go ahead.
Okay, how much do we charge to rent this little room, that little room over there?
It's only $75 for 4 hours, all right? They get 25 back on cleanup fee, that's $50. Our electrical bill is several $100s, but we're going in the hole by renting this place out. With water, electrical, paying somebody to clean it, we're all going in the hole by renting.
We can always go back to the depot then.
But we're in the same situation over
And
there.
we don't need to hear from the audience because this is a council meeting and not for the public to voice their concerns. Please.
Well, I agree with Mr. Eden now, that old refrigerator and stove that was left in here, that, I don't know where it came from, but we don't need to replace it.
Well, why would we go through all the time, last, council meeting, why would we go through all the trouble of talking about it, getting Miss Barber to burn up her gas, go look for a stove and a refrigerator, and it's in the minutes, y'all told her to do it, and then come back tonight?
We didn't tell her to do it.
Oh my
We voted
God,
to
yes
do
you did.
No, we didn't
It's-
tell her to, we
No,
said she
but-
could.
Yeah, but we voted to.
Oh, please, George.
Yes.
But then come back tonight and do something like this. Come on, people. You can't use the lot, you don't want nobody to use the the
Depot.
depot. And now the only place the people, the citizens can have something is the annex. And you don't wanna spend $809. If you rent this place 8 or 9 times, that's your money right there. To buy the stove and the refrigerator.
We did a study.
That's
on-
the money to buy the stove and refrigerator. You're not renting
Eight
but
times
for
would be
4
$400.
hours. It's not that long, it don't burn that, you're not gonna burn that much electricity
Right.
for that little time.
I can
So
do
what
a
is it
deal.
that you don't want people, you don't want the citizens to have anything?
We don't have
What
anything.
is it?
We wanna spend money on this, and our guys out there working in mud holes.
No,
They
now
didn't-
you tell
no,
me.
wait a minute, they didn't get a raise.
Look at that, they did, do they deserve a
Yes,
raise?
they do.
Now, come
Yes,
on,
they do.
George.
Yes, they do.
You go around there and you see that, the grass, just like she said, you can't even ride, push a handicapped person can't even ride on the sidewalk because all the humps of grass. Go up College Street,
Well, that don't,
look up College Street.
that don't cost money.
Look
You already
anywhere
got.
else. No, it don't cost money because they already get paid to do the work. But they
That's
do
their boss,
it.
their boss man
But
gotta
they-
make them do that work.
Listen, let's have a discussion
We are.
and, listen to, are you done, Councilman Wayne,
Done with what?
with your discussion?
Nah, yeah, cause nobody
All
listening.
right. Well, what about you, Councilwoman?
I'm finished with what I had to say, unless something else come up.
Okay, Councilman Eden,
I'm through.
what about you, Councilman Denzel? We haven't heard from you.
Oh,
Now, when you, just take for instance, Thanksgiving, when you, because I know that you've already, and I'm using this as an analogy, you've already requested to use this facility.
yeah.
You beat me to the draw, thank you. But the mere fact of the matter now, would you like to, are y'all planning to use, do you ever use the refrigerator
Oh, yeah.
and the stove?
They be complaining about, the upkeep of it and all, it's half wore out, half falling out.
Right.
But I think if we're gonna charge to rent it out, then it'd be necessary to keep that back there because, you just about gotta have it unless you gonna haul one in and out when you get ready to use it.
Right.
So the only thing I see to do would be just stop renting.
Okay, that's the same thing you did with the
We
depot.
did with the depot, so
Stop
what do the
renting the
people
depot.
I
have?
mean,
what
we
you
need
got?
it, we need it.
Yeah, we need
Right,
it.
we need
Right.
it, we're in agreement with you, we need it, but, I mean, you know, you don't want the folk to use the depot, and then you go down to the other place down here, it's not conducive enough. I'm not gonna get into naming the location, but there's nothing here. The Woman's Club is, the roof is out on it, it's a good place. But there's nothing operable here, and here we are a city, and we don't wanna afford our people the opportunity, as they say, they pay taxes here. And you don't wanna give them any type of incentive or anything for using the services here? Come on, people, let's put our personal issues aside and be concerned about the citizens and their concerns.
You also gotta give the employees the incentives if you wanna work too.
Well, now,
George, we just need to leave that alone. Cause you know, if you go by there and you look at them streets, and I don't work that.
and maybe what we
I
need to
put
do is have
physical work out there, George.
a town hall
Come on, let me
meeting.
and you go clean up College Street tomorrow.
Oh, man,
Okay, then why?
I worked out there for 22 years.
Okay.
I kept it looking good, so
Okay, well, what happened now?
I have no idea.
Well, they don't get no raise, they ain't did nothing.
So I'm just saying, maybe what we need to stop and do, and just have a town hall meeting, have the people come in and hear their concerns. They voted us in to be their mouthpiece, and then you sit here and tell them, we can't, with what we've got, we can't get common streets clean, sewage is all torn up and down the street, not on the potholes, they
I
even
see people like
worse.
here, how many want to buy a refrigerator and stove?
They're not the only people in this
This is
town.
council.
They're here
This is
now.
council, we're in the council meeting.
That's why they elected
Us.
me and you
Exactly,
Yeah, you're legal.
to make the decision.
exactly. So we're not going to do that.
They
So-
expect you to make decent, good decisions too.
And I did. If I went up College Street and I went up Elam Street and everywhere else, somebody that told me, and if I was with St. John Church and the thing that they had out there the other Saturday, and the citizens couldn't even use the bathroom, St. John Church had to clean up the bathroom at the bar. And you talking about a race?
Where?
Please,
Had to clean the bathroom up where?
at the bar,
Bar.
to use the bathroom.
And then
That's
they
citizens that
can't,
mess it
let
up.
me say this, since we,
But the citizens pay their tax money.
right, and so.
When people, when people
Excuse me,
go out there
excuse me,
and
excuse
put
me,
pampers in the
Mr.
car,
Lawrence,
And we got pictures.
Mr. Lawrence, excuse me,
Then-
she's talking, let's hear what she has to say, I'll call you, I will call you,
Well,
I will,
just give
let's,
me a chance to defend
I
myself.
will.
I get tired of coming up here every Monday night, every other Monday, and they just downrate my workers. Like we don't do nothing.
well,
It's more than just cleaning up streets. We down in sewage holes. I like to see any one of you all get down in a sewage hole to try to unstop something.
well, you know what, Mr. Lawrence, and you have
And
a
we
seat.
got water leaks
Have a
everywhere.
seat, Mr. Lawrence, have a seat.
I tell you what, y'all. No, child, tell me to have a seat.
Moving further along. Moving further along, so what's the take on that, council? No, nothing for the city? Nothing for the city? And I think, what we're bringing on, if we don't, listen to our citizens, this is not going to do anything except create,
Just now figuring it out.
problems. So with that being said, that's undone. We'll move along. The library board appoint member. So I have that, there is a vacancy, Councilwoman Toles, you wanna talk about it?
Where the recommendation from the library board, I'd like to see the, applications that they have to fill out.
Okay, well, I've not been given any application, do y'all have that? And I guess you need to get that from the clerk, or who has that?
Library
Who
board,
does
Library
that?
board.
they do it. They
Do you
fill
have
them
an
out, they send them
application?
to us on the
Councilwoman Toles,
recommendation.
No, I don't.
well, we'll get that, I've got, one, how many do you all need?
You can table it to the next meeting.
Okay. We'll table that. All right, new business. We have before us the Marlin and Jenkins engagement letter for, the year ended 9/30/16. Clerk, do you have that?
Okay, and, all of council's got it. Let's see. I was trying to find the copies to the original, here it is.
So have you all had a chance to read the letter?
Yes, ma'am, I did, ma'am.
Councilman Denzel,
Yes.
Edie,
Yes, ma'am.
Toles, Whipple,
Yeah.
Wynn.
Yeah, I looked over.
All right. So are y'all in agreement with this, or that we'll go ahead and,
I make a motion, we enter into the agreement.
motion has been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor, Councilman, Denson?
Aye.
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 The ayes have it, so this letter, correctly says supposed to be understanding of the city of Gordon, Georgia, so I feel it.
No, ma'am, I got the original.
Oh, okay,
That's just a copy.
okay.
You want to go ahead and sign it?
That,
You want
yes.
to go ahead and sign it tonight?
I will hit the sign, get it out the way, please. And, there's some kind of misunderstanding about this invoice. As you all have seen, I'm sure the clerk has given you all a copy that came from the library. So it's up to you all, council, about the long particular invoice.
I make a motion that we pay it.
Let me see, I think now, it said that the library board said that it was not their bill, and the city said it's not our bill, so,
Well, Mayor,
I
I
don't
and you had a conversation, you told me you were gonna get done. You told me,
Okay.
and you was
I'm
gonna
saying
get
I
it
didn't know
done.
anything,
Right, yes,
I'm
ma'am.
just saying, I don't have any problem.
Right, yes,
If
ma'am.
you will be kind enough to
Sure.
listen sometime, Councilman.
But you was
But
asking
listen to
about
what I'm
nobody
saying.
knew it, and you
But the
did
way
know
it was, but listen to the way it was presented to me.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to be able to
Slow
understand.
down.
Okay.
Okay, we wanna do this in a dignified and sophisticated manner. Nobody's here as a child. Just like Mr. Lawrence said, now, talk to me in a way and explain it to me and say, I told you, we had business in the city and people are coming in and looking at Gordon. And what we wanna do.
Just stick
is-
to
but
one
listen,
thing.
I'm gonna stick to it, but you listen now. Because I have the floor.
Did you tell him to do it?
Listen, I don't even recall talking to, I don't know what his, let me say
Trash
this,
keep coming.
and I may have, but listen, what I'm saying, is that there's so much undone in this town that, I don't mind asking folk if we could, what is it, that you, bring people in, because we could get a more professional look. And whoever did it did a good job. So it takes, maybe what we might need to do is cut some of these employees and contract business. You know, since everybody's expecting a pay increase and for the amount of work that's being done, people are having a hard time making ends meet, and this is all we can get for the best bang for our buck. Is our streets dirty and filthy? Not only, but we're talking about this lawn care, because up in the, right there in the not cul-de-sac, but right there on College and, Hook Street, right there for months, that was just disgusting. And to sit here and say that everybody, wants a raise and a bonus and all, do your work. I don't have a problem saying, let's give everybody a bonus if we see the quality of work. But what we've seen and listening to the constituents has not been conducive. And I don't believe in paying folks sit around and ride on the gas, what do you call them, golf carts? We get all kinds of complaints. I've had businesses call and tell me your employees are out riding up and down the, spending gas money. And you all are, where are you, take your blinders off and open your eyes. So if you all agree to pay this, I don't have a problem. But let's
Sure.
put out the work. You won't pay, do the work. I don't have a problem.
Just, who asked him to do it?
The problem is before us, who's going to, you all are going to agree to pay this?
No, I mean, did someone ask him to do it?
We'll move
He's here, so
forward.
we could ask
We're
him.
moving forward.
He's sitting back there in the back, we could ask him. who's
Councilman
gonna do it.
Wynn, the bill is before you, either pay it or not. That's what we
Well,
have
if you ask him
before
to do it, you ought to at least.
us. Let's go ahead, do I have a recommendation?
I made a motion, I mean, I
Okay,
don't know what it
do
is.
we have a second?
I second.
All right, all in
What was
favor?
the motion,
To
pay
pay,
that bill.
pay the invoice for the
Oh.
work that he did at the
Yeah,
library.
I don't have
did
a
the
problem.
work,
If he did the
he
work,
paid.
pay him. I don't have a problem.
we don't have no, I don't have a problem.
Exactly. So what's the, I mean, the things that we need to really take heed to.
You paying folks and you got folks too, so.
You just need to know who told him to do it.
Well, I asked, Mr. Bernie to come and he did the work, but he never got paid. So that's called discrimination. You pay one and don't pay the other. Now, he did the work, Councilman Edie, and you know it too, because I even called you and discussed it with you. So now let him bring his bill. He did the work,
We devoted the thing.
okay?
If Bernie did work, he should be paid.
I'm in agreement, but, and the office said, no, we can't do that. And I'm calling no name,
I
and bear
wasn't
no
in the middle of
blame. So what's the consensus, council? Are you all going to pay him?
Yes.
All right, good.
Call for a vote.
All right, roll call, Win.
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. You all, let's just move right along. All right, now we have to discuss the raise in water rates.
I think we.
So you all, before you go any further, I've got, Councilman Edie and the clerk and myself, met with Ms. Kathy Ross. And, with the USDA, she came in and, if you all will look in your report that I gave you all, this week regarding the water situation, if you can recall that during, Malden and Jenkins coming in the minutes of August, I believe, 14, August 17th of 2015 regarding the water rates when Miller Edwards and Mitch Greer were here, also with Mark Hardison. You all, we were talking about, I believe the clerk, if, to my knowledge, if my understanding is correct, at this meeting, she said we only had on balance, how much money was that, clerk?
In the one account that she was concerned about, only $300-something.
Well, which account was that?
It's the water and sewage sinking fund number 2. She was highly concerned over that because you're supposed to have a certain percentage of your loan in that account to secure your payments.
Water, sewer.
And we haven't had the money to transfer from the water and sewage checking into the water and sewage sinking fund to meet those payments. And you know, at times, we've had to move water from general fund to the water and sewage fund to make those payments. And the water fund is supposed to be self-supporting, and it's no longer self-supporting.
And why is that?
Because we're paying out so much in repairs, our system is getting older, and prices on everything's going up, and we're no longer bringing enough money on water and sewage bills to meet those payments or on the garbage payments. So we need to raise rates. That's what we were discussing with Ms. Ross.
And as you all can look in your packet, I believe I gave y'all a copy of the water rate, present water rate. Have y'all had a chance to look at that? Because my understanding, as Councilman Eads said at the last meeting, he had brought that out. Is that, am I understanding correctly, Councilman?
Well,
And-
we've
And
done
you
both,
said that
yes,
we
ma'am.
voted it down. You all voted it down.
We hadn't voted,
It never
we
been
voted to
voted
have a work session and we never had it. That's what Mr. George is saying now, he recommends that we have a work session so that we can work through this thing. You have to come up with a rate structure, then you have to have 2 new ordinances wrote up, to reflect that before you can enact it. So, we need to have a work session, that's what recommendation we need to put before us now.
And so with that being said, did you bring your paper that you said you had? Because I was looking.
It's the same as what
Is
Ms.
this-
Brown got from RC, that's it right
That
there.
came from the regional commission?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I was looking at that because this was the, so I went back and I pulled the minutes from, what Miller, Malden Edwards said. And I brought a copy for you all to take a look at, because we discussed the water and sewage fund, and if my recollection serves me right and I read it right, we talked about that. Mayor interrupted Mr. Edwards and asked, no, I'm on the wrong, let me get
Can
page.
we just do this workshop?
Right, we're gonna have a soon work session. Are y'all in agreement for that?
Yes, ma'am, I'd like to do it.
We can do that. I was doing
We need to do it soon.
work session. And all along with that work session, what we'll do is have a town hall meeting. I'll recommend a town.
Well, anybody can come to it, to
Right,
work session.
exactly. Right. All right, with that being said, we're gonna move further to table that. And I'll get with you all on a date, what date I come up with regarding the work session. All right, committee reports. Main Street Gordon,
Main Street Gordon.
come on down, Mr. Daniels to the podium.
Disgusting bitch.
Thank y'all very much.
What's going on?
I have learned one thing every night should be like Halloween. Because Halloween night, we had over 2,500 people in this town, roaming the
Oh, it
streets,
should.
old and young, dressed alike, having fun. The police department, a great job. Fire department, a great job. And what I will say about the city employees, that day they helped me tremendously, that day. Because we had a lot of things we had to get done. They did a great job.
Wonderful.
We had over 400 people come into the depot to see the services for Uncle Charlie. And that went very well too.
Was Uncle Charlie really dead?
Uncle Charlie really did. A long time. But it turned out to be a great event for our community. Everybody, our volunteers did a great job. And so I just want to thank y'all for that. And that's my report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Drew.
All right, Councilman, thank you. All right, next we have fire.
It's the same story, you know, we're still having, grass fires and brush fires. There hadn't been any rain in, several months now, and with the wind picking up, you know, it's the season's changed like it is. One day last week, I can't remember which day it was, they had what they call a red flag warning out for all of Georgia, which meant that the wind and the humidity and, you know, the lack of rain, it was just conducive to, you know, fires, you know, getting started and expanding real quick because there's no moisture in the ground or on the grass. So I just caution everybody to please, you know, be real careful in all these fires that you try to burn and all.
I don't think they issued any permit from it.
They turned everybody down the last week or so. The forester has. No
I
burn.
knew I was on phone today with Mr. Coley, and he said that he was at a 100-acre fire where fire
Right,
was fighting
yes, ma'am.
fire. Okay.
They had one up in North Georgia that had burned over 1,000 acres.
Okay, but we still gonna have a fire truck in the parade, okay?
As far as I know, we will.
All right. Next, moving along to police.
We had a drug bust in the city, which led to 3 arrests. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
They was all from out of town, they was, selling heroin.
Wow.
The drug task force wanted to come in and work the deal on it.
Okay, but, you know, and I know we have responsible audience, we would ask that you not respond.
I can leave. You don't have to tell me anymore, okay? I can leave. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Sick.
By the way, Tawana has a name, it ain't clerk.
Okay, well, still, we're conducting ourselves in a dignified and professional manner. All right, that being said, sanitation.
I don't have anything on sanitation.
Streets.
Streets.
Most of everything already been said. Basketball goes.
That's all they were.
George, did you, Mr. Edie ever?
I have not.
I've got it at my house. I had to take it down and carry it to the house and weld it up, and I've already told Zach and 2 or 3 of the guys that I've got it ready to put back up. You cannot buy that at any just given place. It's a special size to match the hole that's in